Classic has returned.
Inside the Tokyo Dome.
WBC 기조 1차전
In Miami.
in Phoenix.
The atmosphere is what I think most people at home are going to say. I've never seen that before.
Small country. Big dreams. You ain't dreaming.
Cuba has stunned this ballpark. Italy celebrating off to Tokyo.
Ohtani has blown the roof off the Tokyo Dome. They've done it. Headed to the semifinals.
Meneses again. Mexico. On their way to Miami.
Wow, Juan Soto. Adios, Lindor, all the way home.
Y avanzan a la siguiente ronda. Did he do it? Grand slam!
running out of room.
Has Trey Turner done it again? You bet he has. In the blink of an eye. He struck him out. Ohtani strikes out Trout, and Japan's back on top of the baseball world.
Who's ready for the WBC? Feast your eyes on this, the tournament format for the WBC. We show it to you right here. And like the 2023 World Baseball Classic, opening rounds feature pool play in each, you can see it, of the 4 venues, with the top 2 teams from each pool advancing to the quarterfinals, which again features single elimination games. It starts Thursday, March 5th, and we'll start with Pool A. Will take place at Iram Bithorn Stadium in San Juan. Host team, Puerto Rico, joined by Canada, Colombia, Cuba, and Panama. And Pool B, Robert.
Colombia's sneaky. They played us tough last time.
Yep. And obviously, we know how good Puerto Rico is.
Yeah.
They were in a championship game against the United States back in 2017. And
We'll be in Houston
yes,
at Daikin
that
Park
is a change.
for the first time. Teams from Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the United States. Some new venues. This is where teams start their journey. It's a big deal.
The U.S. got an axe to grind with Mexico.
Hey, they
Yeah,
beat you. They beat you,
Mexico
right?
beat you guys.
I didn't forget
Full
Joey Meneses' bat flips. I don't know. Maybe.
Remember that.
We didn't think you did.
Yeah. Hey, and Randy Arozarena, WBC Randy Arozarena, as the kids say, hits differently. I mean, he just does.
Patrick.
Now, let's take a look, and we draw your attention to the right-hand portion of your screen. Pool C. That will be played at the Tokyo Dome, which has hosted pools in each of the previous 5 World Baseball Classics. The teams competing there. The host team, of course, Samurai Japan, the reigning and defending WBC champions, along with Australia.
Give them that much.
Chinese
Said it twice
Taipei,
today.
Czechia, and Korea. Now, Lone Depot Park in Miami will host Pool D in the opening round. That pool will feature
gonna be
the Dominican
crazy.
Republic, Israel, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Quarterfinals in Houston and Miami will be played on Friday, March 13th, and the next day on the 14th. Championship round in Miami will begin on Sunday, March 15th, with the first 2 semifinal matchups, while the second semifinal will be on Monday, March 16th, and the championship will be March 17th in Miami.
Ooh, what's your reaction to the format as you see it on the big screen? Dira, what do you think?
Going through it the last time, interesting. I'd like to see the layout of when they play. We played 3 games in a row, had a day off, and came back for a 4th game in pool play. Listen, it was like no other. I tried to tell the players. I was fortunate enough to do it in 09 when it was starting to get legs. It's become a juggernaut now.
Yeah.
It is truly what Japan's meant to it, the Dominican, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Cuba, everyone buying in. It has become a spectacle. The game against Venezuela when Trey Turner hit the grand slam was the stuff of legend. It was so loud down there. It is instantaneously on March 6th, you're in a playoff game.
Oh my gosh, Robert and I were texting the whole time
Right.
as you were there as a skipper in the dugout, and everyone's going crazy. You looked so calm. Were you?
No, I was not calm. I played it off.
Well,
But-
one moment where everyone was freaking out
was Trout Ohtani.
was Trout Ohtani.
And you saw what was crazy is about inning 7, we saw Ohtani going down to the bullpen, and it kind of was trending towards this, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Baseball's going to win regardless of whether or not Ohtani or Trout. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen Mike take that pitch about 500 feet and us win it, but it was an awesome event.
Was it Paul Goldschmidt when he addressed the team that said, or maybe it was someone else, we can't just roll into this.
No, you can't.
You got to start fast because we've got to be ready from jump.
You can't. You got to take it serious. It's different. It's got to be put together. It's got to be put together roster-wise a little bit differently. It's a race. It can't be just here's your best players and stars. It's who's hot at the right time, who gets it going. Japan, obviously, in the last game. Looking back on it now, Imanaga started that game. He has now since come over and been a darling with the Cubs. Darvish pitched. The importance of it. Darvish was pitching the 8th inning for Japan. Mm-hmm. That would never happen in San Diego. And then Shohei gets the 9th. So a little different. Interested to see from an American side the pitching.
The arms.
The pitch.
That's going to be interesting.
We always talk about how the game slows down for managers, right? Your first game compared to your last, were the decisions, even though the magnitude was greater, were the decisions easier?
We stayed up till 4 a.m. every night trying to map it out. That was one of the easier things because we had to honor a lot of the parent clubs. We knew who could be used, who couldn't, who could come into a dirty inning, who couldn't. So a lot of things were predetermined, which I didn't like. I would have liked to, give me the boys, shut the doors, and let's try and win this thing. But there was some honor about keeping some guys healthy that I thought. And there's people still online asking me why I didn't play Bobby Witt Jr. At the time, Bobby Witt he wasn't Bobby Witt yet. There was a reason he came to watch Mike Trout and watch Mookie Betts and learn from the greatest and kind of go on to have what he did. He went on to have a monster season. Well, but I wasn't going to put him at second base with 70,000 people out there.
That's what good national teams are about. You bring guys in, let them experience, be around it,
and he'll be the next leader.
They'll have their moment. Real quick, on the pool play, you got the United States is going to be playing on Friday, Saturday.
Day off.
Off Sunday, and then come back and play on Monday, and then Tuesday, correct? Correct, yeah. So
that'll change things. You'll see the starters get after it a lot harder.
It should be a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
The World Baseball Classic in 2026.
It's St. John's Day. The Mets honoring the Big East basketball champions. The club is out there, just met with Carlos Mendoza and the club. They're meeting with fans right now. Hall of Fame head coach Rick Pitino is there. Captain Zuby Ejiofor will throw out the ceremonial first pitch, and will throw it to St. John's alum and longtime Mets relief pitcher, 7th all-time in saves out of Brooklyn, New York. That's John Franco. Rick Pitino going in there right now, meeting with the Mets, Carlos Mendoza, and the whole club. They're good enough to go out on the field and freeze it out for us on a pretty chilly day. Guys, it's a pleasure to welcome into MLB Now. It's Hall of Fame head coach Rick Pitino, this year's National Coach of the Year, Mets Hall of Famer John Franco. Rick, John, it's Brian Kenny. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Rick, let's start off. Congratulations on the season. You grew up a few miles from there. Met fan or Yankee fan growing up?
Yankee fan.
You were? All right.
Yes.
Shea Stadium's like a couple miles away, but you're a Yankee fan.
Well, I lived in the summertime. I lived with my grandmother in the Bronx.
Okay.
And with my 2 girl cousins, I was in the bleachers with Mickey Mantle, Maris, Kubek, Richardson, all those guys back in the day. Cletus Boyer at third.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I became a Met fan with Seaver and Kuzman, Tommy Agee, certainly the man to my right. And I root for both teams. I'm one of those. We don't like the Red Sox, and Red Sox don't like the Yankees, but Yankee fans, I think, by and large, root for the Mets.
Yeah, you have a primary and a secondary, and you was a Yankee fan right away, but you're wearing the right shirt. You have a Tom Terrific shirt on there. So, you were a basketball star at St. Dominic's on Long Island. You played for Ralph Willard. So, you have a lot of memories of Shea Stadium and Yankee Stadium. There you are at St. Dom's. Tell me, I used to go and there was the stanchions at Yankee Stadium, right? You go back to the old stadium.
Yes, the old stadium. Actually, I didn't play for Ralph Willard. I played for Tom McCory and Pat McGonigal. Ralph was one of my closest friends, my later on ex-assistant coach, both at Louisville, and certainly one of the better coaches himself in the game.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were there in those years. All right. John, did you start going back to St. John's basketball this year? Were you there a lot?
I went last year when Coach first took over. You can see how things were turning around from last year. And then this year, I went to quite a few games, sat behind the bench and watched him coach, and he'd be a great guy to play for. If he was a major league coach, you would love playing for him because he demands a lot of his players. He's no BS. He tells you how it is, and that's how you respect the guy, and that's how he gets the best out of his players. So I enjoyed going to the games, rooting them on. They had a great year this year as an alumni, and all the alumni. We've been waiting a long time for the program to turn around. So we're just so happy that the team had a great year this year.
And John, your St. John's days, you played in the glory days of St. John's baseball. You and Frank Viola. That's a pretty good stat. Did you start or did you finish games for Frank, or did he finish all the games? What was your role then?
I can tell you, I was a starter, and I still hold the record. The only freshman to pitch 2 no-hitters his freshman year. So
Nice.
I was a starter. Frankie was a starter. I don't think we didn't lose too many games in those 3 years that we were there, and we were the last team to go to the College World Series in 1980.
Wow, so and of course the matchup, Frankie V and Ron Darling. We usually have Ron Darling out here too. You'll see him today, I think. I want to throw your record up there. Kid out of Brooklyn, 1984 to 1997. Actually, I think go 98. 15 full years. He had a 2.64 ERA, averaging 26 saves a year, 66 innings per season. That ERA plus 100 is league average, years astronomical at 148. So what do you remember best about being a Met, John? What memories do you have when you walk through Queens now?
It's just a lot of memories. I grew up taking a 7 train with my brother, sitting in the upper deck. Then once getting traded to the team that you rooted for, and like Coach said before, the Tom Seavers, the Kuzman, the 69 Mets, that was my favorite team. And then coming back here, I'm one of the ambassadors. I'm one of the work with the alumni. I go to spring training. Carlos was nice enough to invite me to spring training this year to work with some of the young players. So it's just great to have that tradition and then be part of it.
I remember this best. You were the Barry Bonds antidote. Rick, hopefully you can see this here. John faced him in the Division Series 2000. You probably saw this. Game 2, Game 3, striking out Barry Bonds. What do you remember, John?
Well, I remember the pitch before that. If he would have hit it, he would have landed in Oakland. So I didn't want to throw that same pitch. That's the first time I ever threw Barry a changeup. I faced him a number of times, and I remember Mike putting down fastball down, and I said, "There's no way I'm throwing a fastball again." And I threw a changeup, and I got him looking. And then the next game, I think he was looking for the changeup, and I got him with a high fastball. So it was a good time. Barry and I had some great battles.
Yeah, not many people doing that to Barry in those years. Like nobody doing that. And Rick, I've heard you mention this before, but again, you won the Big East regular season before winning the tournament as well. Last time that happened, I was going there, and I'm in the Chris Mullin, Bill Wennington days. What does it mean to you now that you've gotten hopefully to process it a little bit? Like, what stands out from this season, being able to be in New York and be able to accomplish what you were?
Well, obviously what took place between the lines was very special, but really what amazed me the most was what took place outside the lines. From going on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon to sold out Madison Square Garden to all the different, from being Slam Magazine, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, I think the back page of the New York Post 25 times. So the media coverage with all different types of media outlets and the selling out of Madison Square Garden, and certainly we had a blast going on Jimmy Fallon and the Tonight Show. So much outside the lines that was quite special. And today, being in Citi Field and watching the Mets keep their streak alive, I hope, watching Zuby Eckerfoot throw out the first pitch. John's going to catch him, and he has no protection, so let's hope he throws it high.
Can he throw?
I was giving him some lessons downstairs in the cage. We got him there. We're hoping that he reaches on a fly, but that's he's come a long way since we first started earlier today.
Good. John's in pretty good shape, you can see. So I think we'll maybe wear that coat as protection in there. Rick, again, congratulations on the season National Coach of the Year, and John, always great seeing you. Have fun today, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Take care.